to another chat with Charnie. Today we're taking a break from the South Africans Abroad series for me to just give you a bit of tidbits and help on the moving process and things related to you more than related to what other people have been experiencing. A quick update on me before we head into today's topic is that I'm back in South Africa. I came back about a month and a half ago. Super happy and stoked to be with my family, but there's still a deep longing and yearning for me to move back to either the States or to Europe and to finally get back onto a plane for travel purposes. I've also God has really blessed me with a job which I'm completely grateful for and just so happy. So that has been basically my life change from the last time that I was doing the videos on my own up until now. Really looking forward to Christmas in the summer. You have no idea how I'm looking forward to wearing more clothes like this and less clothes with scarves and jackets and boots, and no, I don't want any of that for Christmas this year. So I'm super stoked for that. And carrying on to today's topic. So today I wanted to speak about how you, the person who has a friend or a loved one moving abroad, can best help your friend or loved one in that process of moving. So the do's and the don'ts of how best to help them, and just how to be a support system for them during this transition from leaving their comfort zone and their country of birth to a place that is completely unfamiliar and where they have no friends and they have no family and they have to start anew. So stay tuned for more. So let's start on the don'ts. The do nots. Please don't do this. Just don't go there. Okay? So the first don't is, please do not buy them something that is going to be huge and big and take up space in their luggage bags. Now, I understand that you would love to give them something that's maybe comfortable, something that they can use in their apartment, but you also need to be considerate about the fact that those 2 bags that they get to take with them has to take their things. So their clothes, their shoes, the things that they cherish about home. Okay? So no big items. No things, nothing that takes too much space. Okay? That's the first don't. Don't number 2. Don't come to their house and take over their packing schemes and arrangements. Do not do that. Some people are very particular in the way that they pack their things, and maybe they're packing the things in such a way that they know how to get quick access to it. Remember, when you move abroad initially, you might be living out of your suitcases for the first few weeks before you actually get your own apartment, and that's when you'll pack out. So you want to know where all your makeup is, your cleanser is. You want to know where your clothes are, your shoes are, which pair of shoes is where. So don't come and take over anyone's packing. Okay? Don't cry. So a good friend of mine, when she was leaving to relocate to Europe, our whole family was at the airport, and unfortunately one of her family members started crying hysterically to the extent that they couldn't take a family photo. Now this happened 2 years ago, but my friend still remembers it today. And friend, I know you're watching, so yes, I am using you as an example. And the friend I'm talking about is actually my intern, who I'll probably introduce at a stage at a point in time. But the point I'm getting at is that she would have loved to have a family portrait in her apartment, something that she could have printed and maybe put on a canvas and put it in her apartment. But because that this one family member or even this one friend was so hysterical that they couldn't take a family photo before she went onto the plane, you know, that sticks with her and she always remembers it. So I know that you're going to be sad when your family member or your friend leaves, but please gain some composure on the day that they have to leave. Cry beforehand, cry at home, cry even when they are busy boarding and you are out there overlooking them and the flight is leaving. Cry in the car, but don't cry when they're about to leave and you can't take pictures with them, because I can tell you from personal experience that whenever you leave your family members, you yourself feel emotional. So when other people start crying, it literally instigates your emotions to like go and explode and things like that. Once before I left to the States the last time, I came back to South Africa last year for my grandma's funeral, and when I had to go back to the States, obviously I was emotional, but I had to keep my composure and not cry because I knew that my mom and dad were going to be sad, and I couldn't express all of my emotions at that point in time. I was making jokes the whole time, dancing while I was in line to go through security, so that my parents and my family members could feel, okay, she's gonna be fine. But can I tell you, once I went around the corner, if you know Cape Town Airport, and I went around the corner to the left to go to international departures, did your girl cry? I cried. So on both sides, you kind of have to be strong for your family, and your family has to be strong for you. Another don't would be, don't buy someone a personal item for them to use. Rather ask them what they would prefer in terms of the item that you'd like to buy them. I'm really so grateful to one of my friends. Before I left for Ireland the first time, we went on a dinner date and he was like, let's go to Clicks, I want to buy you a pillow for the airport. Like, not the airport, sorry, the aeroplane. And I was like, oh my word, that's so awesome, because I wanted to buy that, but you know, with like girl didn't have money back then, but also time constraints. And he was like, you pick what you want, what you're most comfortable with. And that actually meant a lot to me, and I still use that pillow 3 years later. So thank you, friend, if you're watching this. I really do appreciate it. And so yeah, don't buy somebody a personalized item. Rather give them the opportunity to either tell you what they would like or take them along with you on your shopping spree that you're going on for them, and let them choose. So since I already went into the do's, let's start with what you can do to help the person. So going back to number 1, where I said don't buy them something big. So get them something small, something personal, something that will be way more sentimental than if you gave them a big jacket or a big blanket, or I don't know, people give crazy things for you to take with when you go abroad. But when you give them a pair of earrings, when you give them a photograph of the two of you with a little note at the back, or a fridge magnet to put on the fridge, maybe a picture of Table Mountain, that maybe says thinking of you at the back of it, like a postcard, or just something small that they can put in their hand luggage, or they can put in their backpack or their handbag. That means so much more than a big item. I can tell you now that when I lived in Ireland and when I lived in the United States, I had a wall full of pictures of myself, my family, and my closest friends. When I used to look at that, it used to give me so much peace, because I knew that, you know, even though I'm alone where I am right now, I'm alone in my apartment, I'm alone in this country, I have no like real friends, connections that I've been developed over years. My family is not here. When I looked back at that, I could see, like, you know, there are people that love me, there are people that care for me, and there are people that when I call them, they will give me 100% of their attention, and we will laugh and we will have a good time. And that means so much. So number 1, give them something small and give them something personal. Help them pack. So something that I completely love my big sister for was when I was leaving to Ireland, she came over and she was like, let me help you pack. So where do you want this? Where do you want this? And that helped me, because you kind of don't know. I am personally not somebody that enjoys the packing process, even though I've done it like more than 50 times, more than 100 times, because I repack. But that's why I say rather ask them, can I help you pack? Let me hand you over the things, because you might have a person, like I mentioned earlier, who's very picky about how they do things. So say, let me hand your things over to you. You know, make it something that you can actually spend time with that person as well. You can joke around, you can talk. But yeah, help them pack by assisting them and not just barging in and doing it for them. Another do is, do encourage them, do motivate them, do tell them that you will remain friends with them, that you'll check in on them, that you'll call them, that you'll video call them. Something that's quite sad about when you do move abroad is that you lose out on friends. And maybe in hindsight it doesn't seem as a loss, because maybe those people were never really truly your friends. But it does sometimes hurt when you look back and you're like, I had such a good friendship with this person, or we connected so well, and just because I left the country they stopped talking to me. Don't be that person. Don't be that flaker. One thing that I can tell you is when somebody moves from one country to another, their lives become extremely busy. They're out looking for apartments, they're looking for their pharmacy, they're looking for their supermarket. They are trying out new things, meeting new people, going to new restaurants. Their whole entire mindset is, I need to get comfortable in the place that I'm living in. I need to get accustomed to my surroundings and the things that are close by and far away. How do I get to terms with the transport system? This is where you, as their friend, comes in when you send them a message to say, hey, how are you doing? Hey, let's schedule a video call for this Saturday morning, your time. Tell me what time is the best suitable for you. Be consistent in your friendship the same way you were when that person lived in the same city and the same country as you were. It is extremely, extremely important, because people do get lonely. You do feel like, I have nobody to talk to, I have nobody to speak to. If I'm sick, like, what do I get? Who do I call if something happens in the middle of the night? These are all concerns that unfortunately, if you haven't moved out of the country, you don't think about them. But that floods your mind, and it's something that I am really grateful for the friends that I have in my life right now, and for my family members. They were always consistent in messaging me or commenting on my WhatsApp statuses or commenting on my Instagram, just to spark conversation. Oh, where were you? Oh, this is awesome. I love your pics. How are you doing? How's things at work? How's things with your social life? Are you going out? Or, oh, I see you went to this place, it looks so great. I'm so happy that you're going out and you're meeting new people and you're seeing new things. It's extremely important for you to do that. I don't think that I can express it enough, or I can't put it in enough words to say that you need to be there for other people. I think COVID has taught us one thing, and that is that relationships are extremely important, that we live off of our relationships with other people. So please, from one expat to a family member or a friend sitting and watching this, please make sure that you keep that consistency in terms of loving on your family member or friend that is moving abroad to another country. So another do would be, I know that all of you always say, oh, I want to come visit you, oh, I want to come see you, I want to see how things are doing, oh, it's so nice, I'm going to come see you and visit you, and I'm like, going to stay there at your place. Okay. So it is awesome that you want to visit your family member or your friend. It is awesome that you want to see the country that they're in, and it's it's a blessing to be able to host somebody else. I've experienced it many times. I've hosted friends, I've hosted family members in my apartments when I stayed in both Ireland and the United States, and it really is a blessing to be able to give somebody else the opportunity that you never had. You never had somebody that you could go to in one of those countries, but now you can give somebody that opportunity, and it's awesome. So please do that, but do not expect that person to put their life on hold when you do visit them. Don't expect them to take leave, Don't expect them to come home every single night and cook for you. Don't expect them that when they have to come home after like 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours of work, depending on the occupation, to go out to dinner with you every single night. Obviously, they're going to want to spend time with you on weekends, and they're going to want to spend time with you in the evenings, but don't have an expectation of how things should be. Help them out. They're giving you a roof over your head. Do you know how much money you're saving when you stay with somebody abroad? I mean, you're saving more than $1,000 if you're going to the United States. You're saving a few €100, if not €1,000. I know when I was in Ireland for the first 2 weeks, I had to be under quarantine, right? It cost me €1,000 to stay in a studio apartment. So you're saving a lot of money. So use that money, go out, ask them. Oh, this is another one. Ask them, but also research yourself on the places that you can go to, how to use the transport system, what type of transport systems there are in the city. Ask them, but also research. Don't make your trip a burden to your family member or friend. Now, I'm not saying that don't ask them, hey, can we go out this weekend? Or, hey, I was thinking Wednesday night we could maybe go for pizza. I saw this nice restaurant and I'd really like to try it out and spend some time with you. I'm not saying don't do that. By all means, do that. Do not, what I'm saying is, do not create an expectancy for every single night for that to take place. Okay? But yes, go and visit your friends, go and see the world, and have a great time being a traveler in a new city. So that's it. That's my do's and don'ts for when you're trying to help your family member or your friend moving to another country or another city. I hope you could really learn from my experiences and this advice that I'm giving you. If you have any questions, any comments, please feel free to comment in the little box below or send me a DM on Instagram. My Instagram handle will be available on the end screen. So thank you for watching Chatz with Charnie. Have an amazing Thursday and weekend ahead, and God bless you. Ciao.